Time controls our lives today, our work, our rest, even our memories. But humans once lived without clocks, watches, or schedules. So how did we begin to measure time? Let's travel through history, from shadows and water to towers and wristwatches. The earliest known timekeeping device was the sundial, used as early as 3500 BC. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and Romans observed that the sun's movement created changing shadows throughout the day. By placing a vertical stick, called a gnomon, on a flat surface, they could track time based on where the shadow fell. This was humanity's first method of dividing the day into hours. However, sundials had a major limitation. They only worked during daylight and failed on cloudy days or at the night. To solve this problem, humans turned to something that flowed continuously: the water. Water clocks came into existence around 1600 BC. Civilizations in Egypt, Greece, China, and India developed water clocks, also known as clepsydras. These devices measured time by allowing water to drip steadily into or out of a container marked with time intervals. Unlike sundials, water clocks worked day and night, making them far more reliable. They were used in courts, temples, and astronomy, helping societies become more organized. But water clocks still weren't perfectly accurate. Changes in temperature and water flow could affect timekeeping. The next breakthrough in timekeeping came with mechanics and engineering. Clock towers, time for everyone. By the 13th and 14th centuries, mechanical clock towers began appearing across Europe. Powered by weights and gears, these massive clocks were installed in churches and town halls. For the first time, time was public. Entire towns began to follow the same schedule: work hours, prayers, markets, and daily routines. Clock towers didn't just tell time, they shaped society, bringing structure and discipline to everyday life. But time was still tied to a place. The next revolution made time personal. Portable watches, time in pocket. In the early 1500s, a German clockmaker named Peter Henlein created the first portable watch, a small, spring-driven device that could travel with you. These early watches were often worn as pendants and called Nuremberg eggs. Although inaccurate by modern standards, they were revolutionary. Time was no longer fixed to a tower, it could travel with you. At first, only royalty and the wealthy owned watches, but over time, craftsmanship improved and watches became more common. The ultimate revolution in timekeeping: wristwatches. Wristwatches came into existence in the 19th century, but they became truly popular in the early 20th century, especially during World War I. Soldiers needed to coordinate attacks quickly without pulling out pocket watches. Wristwatches proved faster, safer, and more practical. After the war, wristwatches became a symbol of efficiency in modern life, eventually replacing pocket watches altogether. Today, watches range from everyday practical pieces to high-end luxury status symbols. Titan, Tissot, Seiko and Armani are the more affordable, fashionable and everyday choice for the most, whereas brands like Rolex, Tag Heuer, Omega and Patek Philippe signifies premium and luxury. From shadows on the stone, to flowing water, to towering gears, to watches on our wrists, the history of timekeeping is the story of human progress itself. Time didn't just shape clocks. Clocks shaped civilization.